Okay, I'm Dennis Hudson at orangequant.com, where you can get your synthetic trend lines, and you can order that. It's a cheap download that'll help you a lot in your trading, orangequant.com. Today is Tuesday, the 9th of August, and it is after the close of the market. Now I am going to go really fast here because there's a lot to explain. First off, everybody's all freaked out about what's happened in the market, and rightfully so. So what I want to do here in a very short time is give you an idea of where it might go, or is very likely to go, and for that I have done a couple different things. I've used synthetic trend lines, but then to take another look at it and put it in perspective, I also used the familiar Andrews pitchfork and something called a Hagopian line, and I used a daily and a weekly chart. Stick with me. You are looking at the index, the ETF SPY, which stands for the S&P 500. And when you look at those numbers on the right-hand side, if you multiply by 10, you'll get the approximate value of the S&P 500. Alrighty, as you can see, those red synthetic trend lines right here and across there and like that, those are the synthetic trend lines you can get at orangequant.com, and you can see how they have defined that trend there. And I have to tell you, that was made, this setup was made, oh gosh, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12 days ago, right here where I'm pointing, right up at the top. And so it forecasted this channel, this down-going channel. There was a moment of doubt right up, I'm going to kind of circle this, right up here when it broke above that channel, but then it just resumed going down. That happens. Now you'll see also this green trend line that runs down like that. That's part of the synthetic package too, and it's a variation on the red. And it defined the downward channel as well, and once it got below that, it just kept going. It broke through the lower red synthetic, and that's the worrisome part if you're a long. If you're short, you'll be clicking your heels right about now. Okay, as best we can make out from the synthetics, this intersect way over here, circle that for you. That intersect indicates an inflection or a resolution, a bounce, you might say, that is due around September 7th. Give or take 1 day, I would say. I've done this as accurately as I could for you. And you can see that that point is around $95 on the SPY, or you could say $950 on the S&P. Now, I have no clue why that date, September 7th, is important from a fundamentals or news point of view. If you know, please leave a note on the YouTube page and tell us why that's important. September 7th or 1 day either side of it, which would be the Tuesday the 6th or Thursday the 8th. Please let us know. We're going here by Quant, which is at this point we're using the synthetic trend lines, and now we're going to move on and look at the Hagopian line on the Andrews pitchfork. Oh, before I go on, I should point out this inflection, I'm assuming, because I can't find any other real inflections before that date, that this whole thing continues downward. There could be an intermediate inflection, but I would have to see somebody else do a synthetic trend line setup and tell me what they find out. But right now, I'm pretty convinced that this whole thing just continues downward. Alrighty, on this chart, I took a look at the SPY on a weekly basis, a weekly chart, and what we have is, and here I did it with the Andrews pitchfork, which is the pink lines that you see up there. And then this dark line, the black line coming down, that's called a Hagopian line. And there's an interesting article in Futures Magazine a couple months ago about Hagopian lines. But anyway, I like using Andrews pitchfork And here is what we see. You can see how as it gradually broke down through the various pitchfork lines, it just kind of was a runaway train. Once it breaks the bottom line, for a long time, people didn't know what to make of that, except that it was going to go down. They didn't know where support was. Well, it turns out this Hagopian line defines the next level of support. And you can see that this week, because this is a weekly chart, you can see that this candle right here, going down, could go down to about 106 approximately, and that would be support at the Hagopian. But remember, our earlier chart with the synthetics on the daily showed we can get down to about 95. And this is interesting because I'm going to show you the next chart with the using Hagopian line on the Andrews pitchfork, and you're going to see something very interesting in correspondence between the chart you're looking at now and that one. And here again we have a weekly chart, but I backed it out some so that we could get a longer term view. The vertical blue line here is that week ending September 9th, and it shows it can go down. Support there is right around 95, which is exactly what we found with the synthetic trend lines. Only this time we're using the Hagopian line of the Andrews pitchfork. If you're wondering how the Hagopian is constructed on an Andrews pitchfork, it's pretty simple. You go from this point right here, the tip of the handle of your pitchfork, and you draw a line from there across one or the other corners of the pitchfork. And so drawing the upper one is not terribly useful right now because we're nowhere near up there. And then that reads support. By the way, if you're having trouble going out to freestockcharts.com by Worden and using the Andrews pitchfork, it's on the left hand side in the indicators icons. I had a devil of a time trying to figure out how to use it, and I'm going to put an explanation in the notes or comments section on this video here at YouTube, so you'll know how to use it too. I like what they have here at freestockcharts.com. I don't mind giving them a free plug once in a while. So let's see what's on tap for the rest of this week. It is probably, and I say probably, is very likely that we've got support here right around, let me draw a line for you, right around 108. That's for this week, and like I say, this is now Tuesday, August 9th. So it looks like 108 is what that this week's candle can touch.